Are you interested in the all-new generation of the Toyota Corolla, the 12th generation now? Or are you maybe in a market where the Toyota Corolla is called Auris? Then you can also get a new one. It's this hatch here in a spectacular color. Everything you need to know about this car with me, with Thomas, on Autogefühl, your #1 resource for in-depth car reviews and your #1 community to discuss cars, here from the New York Motor Show. Let's go! So this one here has a total new architecture, total new platform called TNGA, Toyota New Global Architecture. And this one is also improving the stiffness of the chassis by 60%. But what we can already see in the front is that we have the more dramatic face, a sportier one with those very, very slim headlights that also come with LED now. So definitely a sportier face with a huge front grille in the lower part. Rather looks like a top sports version of this vehicle now, of the all-new Corolla. One of the most selling vehicles worldwide, by the way, overall. That's why we're also doing it right here today for you, because it's actually so relevant for so many different people. What is your first impression from the face? I definitely love this matte, bright blue paint. This is, it's really something unique, you have to like that. I do. What about you? 4.36 m or 14.3 is the length, so overall the car is a little bit longer, a little bit wider, a little bit flatter, so overall wider stance on the road and sportier. And this one here also, the higher sport trim. Here you can see the two color rims, they look really massive. 18-inch, they really look even stronger. Very interesting. Then in the side profile, this one remains rather classic. You see there's a design dropping line above the door handle. And then, at the rear you have this optional big spoiler. That's not always equipped, just if you have the sporty trim right there. And you can see that the taillights already begin here a little bit in the side profile. So design-wise, I think especially now in this trim here, they really did a good job that it stands out more from the competition. So this one here, the XSE trim, will soon also show you the SE trim. You can see in all new Corollas or the Auris here, the rear lights, they are more dramatic, have a very interesting shape for sure. Here the XSE also has this additional wing, pretty massive, really looks like a hot hatch version, also with a black contrast in lower part. But this one, of course, those are pure exhaust, fake cosmetic tips. The real exhaust is indeed, the exhaust directly below here. So what do you think about the new design? I think, it's not really a calm design, it's more screaming out, but at least they do something daring. And if you don't want to spend so much money and rather stick with the entry price, which will be just below $20,000 again, the SE, for example, here with 16-inch rims, so not that spectacular, but the basic design features, of course, stay the same. And I'm also showing you a different color here. I always love to show you different colors in our reviews. So let's get inside this vehicle here. And well, the interior is actually something which holds a lot of new things here for the Corolla. First of all, the top inch screen is 8 inch. You can see it here. It's a little bit attached on the board, but of course, more visible. Unfortunately, the cars here on the motor shows are never really like proper powered or like the keys, so we cannot show that now. But it comes standard with the Apple CarPlay, for example, connection, and you can put in your smartphone with the USB port and have the full connectivity. This is very interesting, and by the way, there's a totally new seat form. You see it's a fabric and it feels really soft. So you can also see that when I just press it here. So the very top part is soft, and the whole seat form is different. So your pelvis will also be a little bit different than in this seat. So they paid attention to that. Also, when you look to the front, the hood is a little bit lower to improve the visibility when I'm sitting here up to the front. Also an interesting aspect. And they also worked on the noise insulation, so against vibrations and stuff, which should be better than when you drive the vehicle. Taking a look at the steering wheel, we have the left side for picking up calls, for example, and controlling the digital instruments, the small ones in the instruments. Right side for setting the cruise control, for example. And the instruments, still rather classic analog. You can see it right there, just in the small digital screen on the right. One interesting detail is that we have soft touch plastic here at the inside of the doors, right there. That's quite good quality-wise. But in general, when you take a look at here from the driver's perspective, yeah, we got this new infotainment system, but everything than that, it's still somewhat classic. This glossy black will probably catch a lot of dust or fingerprints. The temperature control are still manual right there. This is also how you turn off the heating overall. So still some buttons left, but everything has been cleaned up definitely. And there's also a nice leatherette cover here on this whole dashboard that gives you a little bit more, quality feeling. And the top part here is also from Soft Touch again. So another interior overview, you can see the horizontal lines are stressed, and there's a complete new steering wheel design. And in the lower part, we haven't checked one yet, you also get standard QI charging, inductive charger. You have in the front some space left, and here with the optional CVT, automatic gearbox, you also can get a manual one. Then we have two cup holders, which are not really adaptive, and well, this armrest, it might be, because it's a prototype vehicle, it's a little bit loose, but then you have here the 12 volt, and then again, here we go, another USB charger. In my seating position here from the side, I can just stress again, those new seats they have designed, they definitely improve the comfort. It's really cozy. I mean, it's not the biggest car, it's in the compact segment here. And they really have reworked the seats very well. Mazda is doing this very same thing with the new Mazda 3, changing the pelvis situation to give you more long-term comfort. And I think it's probably something they did the same here. And might that have something to do with the new cooperation between Toyota and Mazda? Toyota and Mazda, they are working close together. New manufacturing facility in the US. Toyota can use some batch engineering for US vehicles. Mazda gets the battery technology stuff, knowledge, so they might also be working together with C technology. I'm not sure. This one, by the way, you can pump it up, y'all. The mechanism feels a little cheap, but again, this one here also is still a prototype vehicle, one of the first that has been built, so it's maybe not like on the top of the game. We have to, excuse there. And then with putting this one here, you can change the angle of the seat. But overall, again, for a compact vehicle, makes a good impression so far. Headroom-wise, I'm 1.86 m or 6'1". No panoramic roof whatsoever in here, and that still leaves some headroom here for me. So we'll get in the rear, and since, I'm blocked here on the driver's side, I went to the co-driver's side, but put the seat as I would be driving, and I exactly fit in here. I cannot put my hand in front of my knees, but exactly fit in. The new seats are also more voluminous, so that's good for the front drivers. Lose a little bit of space in the rear, but still it does fit for 4 adults. Also headroom-wise here, no problem. So indeed, with just a little limitation, it still works exactly for me. With the legs, basically a compact size car with 4 tall adult proof. And the seating position here in the rear is also pretty fine. And again, with those seating materials, the fabric stays cool in summer and also warm in winter times. And again, you know, the core seems to be quite rigid, but then again, the very top part is soft, and that gives you this new seating comfort. Interesting approach. And you can also flip this whole seat bench from here already, like this, and top tether on the rear part. You have an even loading area. I would say we should take a look at that from the trunk. And by the way, also Isofix at the lower part. So let's put up this hatch. This is SE trim, by the way. Interesting how that hatch feels. And you see it has a very dramatic form, definitely also when you open it. And well, you lose a little bit of height then due to the new dramatic form. You see how it goes here with the angle. They have designed it in a way that you can load things through. That seems pretty reasonable. Just in height, of course, you're limited. In this case here, a full replacement tire is mounted. So the height could definitely be a problem. Length and loading through, this really looks good. Let's get inside here of the XSE trim. Oh, by the way, I wanted to show you. Very interesting how those door handles open there. Door closing sound could be a little bit more low frequency, I would say. Wow, cool. Bright stuff on the interior here. This is, basically a soft touch surface. It looks like leather, but it's not. So a good sustainable choice as well. Then swinging design right there. All new steering wheel. Let me just turn off this beeping sound like this. So the all new steering wheel design right there. This is now also here with the digital gauges, because that one is the higher XSE trim. Also again, bright design. Then the seats, they look really superb and have fabric there where it's getting hot or cold, so it's a good idea. And then unfortunately some parts are real animal skin and outer parts are then the so-called, they have a technology for the lead red, soft tech. So they have a mix. Not all is soft tech, but I think the overall approach to the seat is really good and it looks amazing. And I think it's really good that, you know, a normal standard compact car can really look this design-wise. This here also with electric seat support, so that's a difference. And again, the seat form is very comfortable. The steering wheel can be also adjusted in all ways, like this. And indeed, this trim above that already feels a little bit more luxurious, not only because of the bright color. This gives you more light in here. The other one is also a prototype vehicle. Here now they have fixed some more things. Also the electric seat support is helping to stress this image. Actually, this is now really a big step forward if you compare the outgoing model. So unfortunately we could not get the key here from Toyota, but you can see this is the digital screen. And there will also the gauges then appear, but you can choose if you want to say analog or digital. Seat heating will be right there, a little bit hidden, those buttons, aren't they? So, and then here, another bright element, shifting lever then also for the CVT. And another look here at the higher trim at the rear. They have got the same great seat design also for the rear passengers. Looks really fancy. Now a conclusion, the all-new Toyota Corolla, or also the Auris in Europe. Well, maybe have you seen that X design in the front and also in the rear? When you look at it really straight, it forms an X each. And I think design-wise, you can of course argue about it, but they did something daring at least, and I found actually quite fresh, especially in this very fresh color. With, you know, the hatch that is really cut off a little bit, it maybe looks better design-wise, but you do lose room then in the trunk. Overall, the offering of space for a compact segment car is also not the longest or in the compact segment. So still the space you got in the interior is good. That's due to the new architecture, which is also improving the stiffness, the rigidity of the chassis. That one will help you in driving, feeling a little bit sportier then. We will soon drive this car then, hopefully, then we can also test that one out. Well, the different trims, I always love to show you different trims that you can really check it out. And in the higher trim here with those special seats is a great approach, I think. The bright interior looks pretty amazing too. Then the new infotainment system there. Unfortunately, we couldn't test that one yet, but we'll soon show that as soon as it's possible. You have the connectivity features, all the new steering wheels, so a lot of different steps there in a modern direction, and of course new digital instruments if you want so. So a lot of different stuff they have tuned, so overall the changes are very, very notable for sure. Engine-wise, by the way, we could not open the hood for you today here, but let me tell you that this one here will, as a main engine, start with a 2-liter petrol engine, either with manual gearbox or optional CVT. And well, I'm not sure what happened there in the background. We'll check it out for you. And of course, more coverage from the New York Auto Show. You can check out our channel, and of course other of our full reviews here on Autogefühl, your #1 resource for in-depth car reviews and the #1 community to discuss cars. Today with Thomas. Also tune in to my colleagues and keep supporting us. Thank you so much.